It's a new week in the Crew Motorfest, and this week's theme is called Stand Out, and this is my summit guide. Let's go. All right, so starting with the cars, this is the car for the summit. You're going to use it in every single race this summit. It is the brand new BMW M3 CS, just got added to the game today. So you get to use this car as your custom version of your car in 3 of the races. The other 3 races are loaned vehicles, which means only half of these you're going to need the Nitro Chemist parts. So again, that's the parts that you're looking for. It is the Nitro Chemist. Here, let me get to it. Nitro Chemist with pure and extra pump as your affixes. Make sure you have those fully maxed out. All right, as far as the pro settings for this one goes, this is sort of my first attempt at the pro settings, so I'm not going to put it on the spreadsheet yet, but this is what I've got. 35% power distribution, and then I've got -3 and -3 for the springs, +3 on the compressions, and then -7 and -7 on the rebounds. For the anti-roll bars, I'm at 10 on both, and for the cambers, I'm at -0.25 on both. Let's take a look at the rewards for this week. We've got 50,000 bucks for bronze, 20,000 spare parts for silver, a BMW M3 Erlkönig edition. I don't know if I said that right. Anyway, BMW special edition. And then for the platinum reward, we've got yellow veins tires, which look all right. The rewards this week are a little bit lacking in my opinion, but you do get that nice BMW, so that's pretty cool. All right, let's get to this first race. For this one, you're gonna have to earn your NOS. You've got 3 different lights here. When it turns red and makes a sound, then you press the gas. You do not press it before that. Even though it gives you a little blue indicator like this, you don't need to press it until you hear the sound. Otherwise, you won't get your NOS. If you mess it up, just try it again. Now, the same thing goes for the start. If you want a perfect start on this, you actually have to wait until the go turns red before you touch the gas. Let your, don't be on the trigger at all. When it hits red, that's when you go and you'll get a perfect launch. And obviously, you're going to shift up almost immediately. This thing has like 8 gears, so the gears are really, really short. This first cut is right up here. You're going to go through this grass. I like to NOS right before. So we shift into 8 here, NOS it on the right of that tree, and left of that big tree. And then I NOS again once I become stable here on the road. Then if we move over to here, you've got a sand, this sand turn here. I would get it into 6th and keep it there. Try to go to the right of this flag and make the shortest possible route across the water there. Now, when you get outside or back onto the road, wait until you get to about 140 miles an hour, then shift to 8th, and then dump your NOS. That'll get you to full speed. And speaking of NOS, anytime you're going to use your NOS, make sure you're going at least 140 before you hit it, and shift to 8th before, because that'll get you all the way up to top speed. You want to have at least 2 bars of NOS going into this roundabout section, because once you clear this roundabout, you're going to use NOS here to get to top speed, and then you're going to use it again on the bridge in order to keep your speed going, into the finish line. So I wait until about right here, and then I'm using it again. So there we go. Let's move on to the next event. All right, the next event is a lapped race. So I'm just going to show you the first full lap. We'll just talk it through. We'll do it from this launch. I don't remember which one of these is cleaner, but it doesn't really matter because I'm just here to show you the cuts. So on this first turn here, you can downshift and then sort of take it in 6th. And then there's a cut here on the right. You basically want to aim to the right of this standout sign. That is a very difficult cut. If you're having trouble with it, don't worry about doing it. It doesn't save you that much time, but it might not knock off like a half a second per lap. On this one, you're going to drift. I started the drift a little too early, but I got credit for it. You can go to the right of the flag there. And then on this one, you're going to cut near the tree. If you connect with the wall a little bit, just make sure you do it on the side or the back of the car. And then when you get to the jump, you're going to use some air NOS. Make sure in 8th when you do that. And then slow down for this turn and cut it. Just cut the corner a little bit and use some NOS. Now, we used to reset this flag here, but since they changed it to where when you reset, you actually are at a dead stop, it makes more sense just to go ahead and take it normally. So cut it on the left side. On the left side of that one, cut the right corner here. And then get wide for the left-hander here. It's a little bit bumpy, so slow down a little. Get into 6th. And then go ahead and NOS. And this is it. You get to the finish line here. So on lap number 2, obviously, you're going to be NOSing to the finish. All right, let's move on. All right, third event. You notice they're customizing these cars. I think that's pretty neat. These are all loaned vehicles. It's exactly the same vehicle, but it's making it feel like we're using different vehicles, which is nice. Anyway, there's a few cuts on this one, so let's get to those. So right here at the bottom of this straight, you're going to cut this corner a little bit. I didn't do it super optimized, but you can kind of go through the trees here. Try to grab this gutter if you can. I went very slow here. Then you're going to want to get speed for this next cut. It goes straight across here through this little like temple thing. Not sure what this is. Cross the grass and connect back with the road again. And there's not really any cuts for a while here until you get outside the tunnel. And when you're coming down the tunnel here, right after this truck, you notice there's an arrow here. It's because you can go to the right. It is faster to go to the right, so slow down and make the turn. And then you know, be careful going through here. Just try not to crash into anything. This is a faster route. Once you get out of here, you got a left turn here. It goes into a really tight left here. I slowed down quite a bit and just sort of drifted. I think I hit the wall. Yep. Little wall tap. Not really that big of a deal. On this one, this left-hander, you can also cut the corner here, but you do have to slow down because it is a little bit bumpy here. Again, you don't even have to hit the flag. Just, you know, cut it to the left. And then there's one more corner cut here at the very end. You can cut this corner by the house right here. Again, you have to slow down. Otherwise, you're going to be bumping all over the place. So that is it. Let's move on. All right, the next event is the first one that you get to use your actual custom M3 CS. So anyways, there's a few little paths and cuts on this one. On this first flag, you want to go to the left, then immediately to the right through this concrete building. And this one, watch the wall. And then go ahead and nos into this corner. Slow down a little bit. Take this one. You're going to cut it in fourth. I would stay on the road here. And then nos a lot in sixth. I say a lot, but you know, this is the first lap. So on the next laps, you guys will have more nos. Cut that corner to the right. Cut this corner to the left. Just keep on turning. There you go. And then nos right here. Right here, be prepared to slow down and go through the gas station. And there you go. That is the lap. All right, let's move on. All right, this next race, I spent a lot of time grinding this on stream. I don't know if you guys got to watch that, but there's a lot of little things that you can do here. And this particular clip doesn't even show what the full potential of the race is. Shout out to Rhino and Psycho. Both of those guys actually did very, very well. They beat my time. But anyway, here's the first cut that I take. We go straight, go across the grass here. All right, and then take it easy on this turn. Get your nos back up and get up to top speed here. When you get to this corner, you're going to cut it to the right. Then you're going to cut right after this flag. This is a design shortcut here. I cut left on this flag and slow down quite a bit. Want to make this turn. And then I use nos a lot here. And I go straight through this one. And then I cut the corner and hit the brick wall to slow down. Cut the corner here. Cut this corner here as well. This is all corner cuts. Use some nos to get up to speed. Cut this corner here. Again, with this corner cut, there's just a lot of time to be saved on this route. And then I cut this corner pretty sharp and then go to the right side of this tree. I think you can go to the left side of that tree as well. I'm not sure exactly what's faster, but it is what it is. Cut this corner here. And then cut to the right of the flag here. And when you see this big tree, you're going to cut to the right side of this, or yeah, you're the right side of the tree. Nos in the air, obviously. And make your way to the finish line. Now, this isn't my best time. It's just one of the ones that I had recorded. I ended up with a 58, a low 58 on this by optimizing a lot of those cuts. Let's move on to the sixth one. All right, the last event here, there's not really a lot of cuts, so I'm just going to fast forward to the places where there are. This one at 4% is kind of nice. Just watch out for the white car there. When you get to the bottom of this hill at 9%, you can cut to the left, but you do have to control your speed. You're going pretty quickly at that point. Now on this little S turn, you can go kind of quick, but I would cut the grass here and then again here. And then be prepared to go sidewalk again there. And you can kind of take sidewalk here again, but I just chose to stay on the road. It was fine that way. I would recommend cutting this one at 24. But maybe not going so fast because I was a little bit out of control there. You can also cut this one at 32. And then when you get to the bottom or the backside of this turn here, you're going to want to control your speed a little bit. This is very much like the Grand Races. We go through this building here. And then don't nos too much because you got to make a left-hand turn here into the storm drain. You can use a little bit of air nos there as well. The rest of this race, let me see if there's any other like actual cuts. I don't think there is. The rest of this is just optimizing your lines. Let's see. When you jump off of this, you can use some air nos, but don't do it on the way up because you'll end up missing the checkpoint there. All right, no cuts there, no cuts here. You can kind of cut this corner here. It messed me up a little bit because the car jumped on the curb, but you definitely want to cut this corner at 91. And then you're kind of home free. There's not really a lot after this. So let me see. Nothing here. Nope. That is it. All right. Let's move on to the feet. All right. So for both slaloms, you just need to have score breaker parts and skilled as your affix. If you don't, then you're going to be, you know, in trouble like you are every week. You need to have score breaker as your set bonus, skilled as your affix, fully maxed out. The other affix doesn't even matter at all. You can drive this super slow and still get a very good speed, a very good time, excuse me, or points. You can actually get more points on this one by going the opposite direction, but like if you have score breaker, it doesn't really matter at all. And that's the same advice for both slaloms this week. So let's move on to the speed trap, which is the thing that's going to irritate a lot of you guys. All right, on the speed trap, what you want to do is just turn around and take this jump right here. There's a jump on the opposite side of this river that you're going to use in order to fly into the speed trap using this car. So drive to the edge of the green circle here, turn it around, and then you're going to need to use the instant refill trick, which is use all of your NOS, then pause it and unpause it. It gives you a full tank of NOS. I don't know if you caught that. Pause it, unpause it, give you your full tank of NOS. Immediately dump that tank as well. Then when you hit the jump, you're going to do it again. And that should give you enough to fly to the speed trap. Now, I didn't do it on this particular attempt, but I'll show you here. Right here. Again, point the car up, fly to the speed trap, and that's how you get 300 miles an hour. So I know it's irritating. I know it's kind of weird, but it is the mechanics of this game. So anyways, here are my final scores. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about the summit, send me a DM on Instagram or Discord. I'll try to help you out as much as I can. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.